Good afternoon, guys. My name is Michael, and today I'm going to teach you about to teach you how to play Magic the Gathering. We're going to have to teach you the basic types of cards that you're going to need to play. So the first type of card I'm going to teach you about are the lands. The lands are necessary to cast every other spell that you're going to ever play in the game. So you have your basic lands and your non-basic lands. Your basic lands, as they sound, are basic. They just tap for one color of mana, and that's pretty much all they do. Your non-basic lands have a wide variety of abilities that they do. They can put counters on your creatures, they can give you mana, they can make you draw cards, things like that. The next type of spell that I'm going to teach you about are your creatures. Your creatures are generally your primary win condition, as well as ways to make it so you don't lose the game. They allow you to attack the opponent, block the opponent's attacks, as well as sometimes they have special abilities that allow you to do other things as well. So the next type of card are your artifacts. Your artifacts are permanents that come into play. They're generally colorless, and they have many wide ranges of abilities that they can do. So the next card are enchantments. Now enchantments can do anything from getting rid of your opponent's creatures to buffing your creatures, letting you draw additional cards, things of that nature. So the next type of card are planeswalkers. Planeswalkers act as a second player to you. They have very powerful abilities that impact the game very heavily when they come in. And they can act as a sort of damage reservoir as opponents will try and attack them to get them off the field first. And they also do many things that generally other cards just can't do. So the next type of card I'm going to talk about is a sorcery. A sorcery is a card that has a one-time effect. So you just cast it any time during your turn, and then it takes effect, whatever the effect happens, and then it is sent to your graveyard. So the next type of card, or the final type of card, is an instant. An instant is the same as a sorcery in that it has a one-time effect, and then it is sent to your graveyard. The major difference between the two is that an instant can be played at any time, either on your turn or your opponent's turn. So now that I've told you what the different types of cards are, let's go into a little bit of where you can go to get these cards. So at any of your local game stores, they're going to have a wide array of both sealed product and single cards you can buy. So your sealed product is going to range from your standard sets, which is anything from the last 2 years, to sets ranging as far back as about 20 years. So you can also, at these stores, you can find protective sleeves so you don't damage your cards while playing. You can get binders to display your cards either for trade or just for collecting. And you can also get accessories for your game, such as dice, playmats, tokens, and things like that. Alright, so now that we know what the cards do, we know how to play them, and we've got them all protected up in our sleeves with our playmats and dice, now we're going to go play. So the places that we can go, you can go to any local game store that runs Friday Night Magic, which is a nationally held event almost every Friday night. That'll range anywhere between 15 and possibly up to about 50 people. So you can play there, play with your friends, get some good experience in there. And eventually you're able to work your way up to playing on the Grand Prix circuit, which are events that are held roughly once or twice a month all around the world. And those will range anywhere from 2,000 all the way up to about 4,000 players, with your top winning prizes being upwards of $10,000. So these events will lead into being a professional Magic player, making upwards of 6 figures as far as monetary income per year. So there's a few of them that are out there, and they are very, very well off doing this game. So I do want to thank you for your time. Hope you get out there and go play, and hope to see you at the next FNM. Thank you.
Now that Kocsis has told you all about the mechanics of Magic and how grand it can be to be a pro player, let me tell you what actually happens when you get addicted to this game called Magic the Gathering. You give up any personal life, you cease to pay your bills, you don't really have a car, you get rides from friends who practice poor dental hygiene, and 9 times out of 10, you have no girlfriend, no wife, and no life, and you end up loving your cat. Thank you, and enjoy this wonderful game of cardboard crack.